All right, let's talk about the situation in India with the whole COVID issue. This is not me trying to bash India. And by the way, for y'all motherfuckers, before y'all say I'm not Indian though, really not though. But I'm gonna buy myself in the foot and say that I do actually have relatives who actually are Indian, so I'll give you guys that. You could just probably say, oh, at least but you have relatives who are Indian and shit like that. For example, I have aunt who's from India, and I have cousins who are half Indian, blah blah blah. But doesn't mean I'm Indian though. I'm really not though. I just have family members who are Indian too, but I'm just not Indian though. So I can have a little say in this situation. You know what I mean? Even though I'm like American and shit like that. But I mean Pakistan's not really different from fucking India because fucking both stupid shitholes. But let's talk about this. So for those who don't, yes, basically India is dealing with a big COVID crisis, whatever. Is basically, COVID is really bad there now, and people are wondering like why is it so bad, and they're feeling bad for India. But if you think about it, the reality is, unfortunately, India is at fault for their own for why COVID is so bad there. Because for God's sakes, when a country like that have poor practice on cleanliness, because you have to know this, people, they're not really clean. A lot of times, unfortunately, India, if you look at these countries, they're not clean. They don't have clean practices. That's why they're in the shape where they're in. They don't really practice having good practice of cleanliness. You know what I mean? And also, they're like, not really social distance. I hate the term social distancing, but that's actually pretty effective to make sure, people don't get sick. They're literally not, yeah, so that's what's going on. Unfortunately, they didn't practice cleanliness. They're not clean. If you see these countries, they'll be freaking taking shits in the streets and shit like that. They're not really that clean, and you wonder why they're in the shape they're in, because they're not clean. Unfortunately, that's the thing. you know so for people that you may feel bad for India, and sure, it's sad that how bad it got, but the reality is they're at fault of their own why it's so bad. So it's their own fault, and it's because they didn't practice proper cleanliness, and not just that, they don't really take care of themselves. And also, not just that, like, I'm as much as, like, yes, we have to live our lives. I'm all advocate, let us live the way we live and shit like that. But again, when you have a pandemic going on, and then they're going out doing parties and stuff like that, like they're apparently doing fairs or whatever the hell, and that's what led to the shape they're in now. What you expect. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, India is on. That's the truth. It's their fault why it's gotten so bad, because they have poor clean practices. Even before COVID, they really weren't clean. They lacked cleanliness. They're not really that clean of a country. I get it. Like, that country. India is one of the most poorest towns. They have a lot of people there. I get that, but reality is that if they probably did proper, you know cleanliness. I keep saying that, but, like, that's all that matters. People, be clean, and then you won't get COVID, and you won't get sick. But because they lacked that, they didn't really take care of anything. That's why it became one of the biggest countries to have the COVID problem. But yeah, the issue, lack of cleanliness, and apparently lack of oxygen there in India. But again, like, I mean, I get it, and unfortunately, COVID, like, India, they're not that big of a country, and they have so many people there. That doesn't help, does it favors. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do feel bad. I do hope for the best for not just India, but all the countries. I just hope, obviously, let's hope this pandemic ends. But this is the problem. Why? Because they lack cleanliness. They don't take care of themselves. Of course, I don't support a mask shit, because that doesn't matter if social distance. If you social distance, that's what matters. But when you don't social distance and don't worry about cleaning, which, again, I don't understand why it takes a virus to make sure you care about cleaning. You wonder why you're in the shape you're in. Just saying. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace. Yeah. Bye.